Welcome, everybody, to the MMMORE podcast. We've got a special one for you today. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Joe Money, Nicholas Manus, and our special guest, Eryn Binder. Yeah. So, Eryn, I heard you were given that nickname from the crew at the Catawba Island Fire Department. Is that true?
Yes.
So
everyone always calls me Eryn all the time. So that's what I go by now at both jobs, friends, and fire department when I go and visit there now.
And who gave you that nickname?
Steve Busby.
Steve. Oh, wait, I know Busby.
Really?
Is he a police officer?
No.
Maybe
God, no.
I don't know Busby.
No, he's Casey Busby's brother, though.
I think I know Casey Busby.
Yeah.
Because I was having issues at one point. I had to have the cops help me, and I'm just being honest. But but no.
I mean, we've all had that before.
Yeah, right. Seriously. We don't have to get into it, but somebody stole my scooter. Anywho, do you have any stories from being a volunteer firefighter at the Catawba Island firehouse?
Well, a lot of the Christmas parties, you don't remember those stories, so.
I'm like, have you saved anybody's life? And she's like, we got drunk as shit.
I'm like, we go to the Catawba Inn, the fucking dive bar, so.
Oh, wow.
I'm very fond of the Catawba Inn. Hey, represent.
Hey, legendary,
Exactly.
legendary spot.
My
I've
parents
actually
drink
never
there.
been there. I've never
Really?
been there. Yeah.
Oh man, it's classic. I was there on Customer Appreciation Day, and they had a dunk tank where you threw something and then it would dunk a whole thing. Anywho, my mom's ex-husband was under it, and I went up and just punched it, right, and all the water crashed down on him. And the guy running the thing was like, "You got to pay for that." You know what I mean? Because like you had to pay to dunk somebody.
Yeah.
But Nick, you were gonna say something?
Oh yeah, my grandpa would take me to 3 different places: either the movies, the CIC, or the Catawba Inn for a cheeseburger.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. No
I mean, they
way.
do have good burgers, to be fair.
And to
That's
play some
so
pool,
sweet.
you know.
That is
Play
so
some-
sweet,
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Yeah, and I kind of regret not going there.
I was 11.
Everybody's all
I
like,
was
I have
11.
these happy memories over at the Catawba Inn. You guys should be on a commercial.
That's all. Okay, but go ahead, Joe.
No, I was about to say Nicholas with the cheeseburger, and he's like, at Catawba Inn.
No, Eryn. So
Tear rolls down my face.
I want to go
Oh,
further
man.
on what it was like to be a volunteer firefighter, because I have no idea what that experience is like outside of the Christmas parties and stuff like that. Like what kind of car were you driving to help people?
Well, I wasn't driving. You don't want me driving that. I was always the passenger.
Okay.
But I started out with EMT and EMS and couldn't pass my test, so it was either I become a firefighter or I get off the fire department because I would be no use. But so I went to be a volunteer firefighter through EHOVI, and I passed and I liked it a lot more. So
Wow.
it was a win-win.
Right. And then so
Congratulations.
give me like one call you remember, like you were called to help. Did you help anybody?
I did. I helped bring in the cot off the truck, but
Okay.
no, there was a fire out in Catawba. It was somebody that I knew. Unfortunately, they did not make it.
Oh, that's terrible.
And so yeah, we were first on scene and trying to put out the car fire. But so yeah, it's unfortunate. It does happen, but it had to be someone that but you get through it. And I actually connected with that person's group of friends through this, and so now I gained more friends out of this. So unfortunate event to do that, but
No, certainly.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
and at the end of the day, you're able to look at the positive side of all of that, which is the most important part. And you were there to help. So wow, that got deep. But-
It did very quickly.
Have you used any of your experiences firefighting or anything that you've taken from firefighting at all and applied it to your artwork or how you go about your life in any sort.
Well, we should go ahead and just let Eryn say, you know, on this platform what you're all about, what you do outside of helping people.
Oh, geez.
In car
out of fires. Yes.
Hear about our hobbies.
Yeah. Well, I work at Gnomes over in Sandusky here during the week, and then I work over at Twin Oast in Port Clinton on the weekends. So working 7 days a week, and then come home after work and get to work again with other shoe orders and all that. So
yeah, tell us more about the shoe orders. Tell us more about the shoe orders and what you do kind of on that aspect of things.
Well, I started off with it because I wanted a pair of Gucci shoes. So I was like, oh shit, these look nice. And then I looked at the price and said, "You fuck that. I'm not buying these for $600."
No.
Am I allowed to cuss on here?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Like, I'm
Let
allowed.
it out.
Look, yeah, you are.
I say fuck like it's the word the. So, but so I wanted the shoes, and I was like, yeah, I'm not buying these shoes for $600. So I was like, I have an old pair of Air Force Ones. I'll look up if anybody paints shoes, and I saw how to do it. So I went from there, wore them to work at Twin Oast, and everyone's like, oh my God, I love your shoes. Are these Gucci? I'm like, no, they're fucking Air Force Ones. And then like even customers were like, do you sell these? I'm like, no, but I can.
Yeah, and then it breeded this this whole project. So here's your Instagram. As you guys see, she's done shoes for MGK, the Mainstream Sellout. You've got your bangles, Happy Dad. My personal favorite, these Browns one here are absolutely incredible. These are
dirty.
Yeah, those are nasty.
They're my favorite.
Yeah.
Seriously, those are really cool. And yeah, I mean, even these Mac Miller ones, look at this. Like, this is truly amazing. And were you always into art before the shoe game, or did that kind of all sprout from you making your first pair of Air Force Ones?
So during quarantine, maybe like that, probably November, December before that, I wanted a Mac Miller painting. So I was looking up pictures, and I found actually the first piece that I ever did. I found that online. So I used that as inspiration, put that on Twitter and Facebook, and everyone loved that. So I made a picture of Machine Gun Kelly and his drummer Rook for just shits and giggles. And actually Machine Gun Kelly liked that post on Instagram that I posted about it. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I love this. And people were like, you should do more people here, do this person and this person. So I did Lil Peep, Justin Bieber, and then just kept going up from there in quarantine.
Ian Dior, Billy Joel, Rich Brian, Wiz Khalifa, Mac Miller, Juice WRLD. I mean, Mod Sun, like you have are these all people you're really, does it stem from your music taste, or are those like also by, are those custom orders as well? Or do you really listen to all those people's music? Because I got to say, if that's the case, you got good taste in music.
I have a very wide range with music. I'll listen to basically everything, or like a little bit of everything, just depending on who it is or what the song is. But yeah, I keep all of my ideas and everything first. Like I kept my Mac Miller, Machine Gun Kelly, Rook. I did keep Mod Sun for a while before I saw him at the 27 Club, and I gave it to him. And he took it back home with them. I was excited about that.
What was that like? What was his energy like when you met Mod Sun?
So we were all up there for the opening of the 27 Club. It was a spontaneous trip. I was like, shit, Mod Sun's going to be up there. I'm going to take my painting and see if I can give it to him. And I was too short. So my best friend Haley's husband, Zach, actually held it up. And I saw him turn around and say, holy shit, and pointed to the canvas. And so he like pushed me up there to go give my canvas to him. And everyone was like, yeah, she did the beer pong table. She does the paintings and everything. And he actually noticed my work on Instagram before I gave it to him. He saw that Mod Sun painting of himself. Yeah.
I'm going to pull that up here. Yeah,
it might be down a little bit of ways.
Okay. I'll just keep scrolling. My finger's getting tired. I'm keep scrolling. No, no, that's truly
impressive.
incredible. That's a great story. And was that your first time meeting an artist with something that you made for them?
Yes.
Was Mod Sun the first? And then since then, who have you given some of your artwork to?
Well, I've only let's see here. First was Mod Sun. Machine Gun Kelly's drummer's dad actually messaged me and said that he loved my artwork, so I offered to do a painting for him of Rook, and so we've been basically friends since then. And yeah, that's the first time I met Rook, actually.
That's Rook.
That's
Yeah.
so sick.
Wow, and there's Mod Sun.
There it
What
is.
an animal.
Look how happy he looks. He looks
I
so
know.
happy to
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, and then
Details in
I
that painting.
did the painting for Machine Gun Kelly. I did that back in November of last year before his Xmas concert that he puts on every December.
Yeah.
So I made the Mac Miller painting. Yeah, that one. And so I took that with me and gave it to Rook's dad because he's like, hey, we're going to be in Cleveland. I'm like, well, shit, so are we. And so he's like, I can give it to him because I was like, there's no way I'm going to fucking meet him in Cleveland. Everyone tries to find out where he's at, and then they go bombard him. Like it's another person. Just let them be.
Right.
And so I was like, shit, if I run into him, like I'll give it to him. But Rook's dad said that he gave it to him, and he absolutely loved it, and he wanted it up in the corner in the coffee shop. So that's where it's been since day one.
That is so cool. And
I've actually gotten to experience the Xmas concert. I went back in, I think, 2017, December 2017.
It's so fun.
He puts on a great show. Yeah, it was during his when he came out with Bloom. So he came out in the all white and like these like diamonds on his arms. It was incredible.
My first one was 2019 actually for Xmas, and that's how my friend and I actually became best friends because I wanted the fucking access code for early tickets, and she gave it to me, and then we met up there, and then ever since then we've been best friends. So we both love Machine Gun Kelly, and that's how we became friends.
Who's your best friend?
Haley Keel.
Haley Keel. Never heard of her, but
shout out to Haley.
She's the one that I always
Shout
go
out to
to
Haley
concerts
Keel.
with in Cleveland.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're an avid concert goer, and what are some of the best shows you've seen?
For sure, 21 Pilots.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the top ones. Absolutely. They always put on a good show. Even my brother said that it's one of the best ones that he's ever seen. And had to go to Backstreet Boys, of course. Had to live out my childhood dream. And then obviously Machine Gun Kelly.
What was it like? Because I actually had tickets to this show, but it got postponed, and then I moved around, and I couldn't end up going. But what was it like seeing present day Motley Crue and Def Leppard?
Oh shit, that was another good one.
Yeah.
I love Tommy Lee. That fucking man. Okay.
What do you love about him? What do you love about Tommy Lee?
Oh, I love tall, skinny white boys that fucking tatted up everywhere. Of course.
I loved the dirt, how Machine Gun Kelly plays him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
exactly.
Oh, for sure. It's a win-win. You get Machine Gun Kelly who plays Tommy Lee.
Right. Wow. Yeah, and he's a pretty crazy guy. I'm sure he does well in bed. But I was supposed to go see that concert at the Browns Stadium, and I never got the chance to. So I'm trying to live through you here. But no, I saw your videos about it. It looked absolutely incredible.
It was about a 7-hour long concert between all 4 performers, and Motley Crue was the last one. And my legs were about ready to fucking give out from standing the whole time. But I was like, I am not fucking sitting down at all.
How did Vince Neil sound singing?
Ryan
and I were talking about how, like, in concert, like at this age, you know what I mean? The guys can play the instruments, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, but his voice, he might just be up there like fist pumping. You know what I mean?
I would have much rather saw them when they were younger, but I unfortunately was not born then. But
right.
Yeah.
But you're grateful to be able to see them.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved every minute of it.
Have you taken an interest in going to any music festivals?
I was supposed to go to Machine Gun Kelly's EST Fest back in 2019, but I was like, oh, these prices are too high. I regret not going because there hasn't been one since. But I've seen a couple like music festivals. There's that Memphis in May where they have all of these artist lineups and everything like that. I think Post Malone was at one of them.
Nice.
I would have gone to that, but I didn't.
No, and I'll say this.
A couple others.
Yeah, it's always like the experience is so much more valuable than the money ever is, you know?
Yeah.
And you end up going and you're like, yeah, I'm down $250, $300, but you know what? I made some damn good memories, you know, this weekend or whatever, you know?
Yeah, and it's for a whole weekend, so it's actually not bad of pricing. I was like 21 at the time, so I just wanted to go out and drink, so that's what I spent my money on instead.
And now what are you spending your money on now? What do you spend most of your money on now?
Well, I bought a house
Wow.
back at the end of 2020, so a lot goes into that.
I'm sure like plumbing and washers and dryers,
electricity and water and just everything. Jeez.
Wi-Fi. Jesus.
Yeah, a lot of shit goes into that. And then I actually put the money that I get from my shoe orders, I put it back into like supplies and just some other random stuff that I want, or I buy myself a pair of shoes, customize those different from any of my other ones, post them, and then people like them. So it's kind of like a turnaround thing where people see them, then they buy those ones. So just putting money back into it.
You got it going on in here.
Certainly. I mean, yeah, that's you know, to really make it, to really start acquiring some cash, as they would call it, you got to have some currency. You got to have diversified income.
Mentality.
You really got to have diversified income. You got to be getting it from more than one spigot. So that's really cool. And so how much do the shoes, obviously, you know, each of them are different and unique to themselves, but how much does a custom shoe order usually cost?
And how long do the orders take too?
It's about a 3-week turnaround time, 3 to 4 week, depending on how busy that orders are. But from the date of purchase is about 3 to 4 weeks. And that includes getting the shoes, customizing them, and shipping them out. And I usually choose like a few day shipping time. I don't go like the cheapest route or anything like that. I want people to get their shoes. But price wise, it's about between right now about $200 to $300 for the low pair. Highs are like $250 to $400. Just the pricing just depends on the design that you want exactly and how much detail goes into it and materials.
Have you ever made a shoe? Like, what do you do when you mess up? You know, have you ever messed up on a shoe?
Oh yeah.
And do you just paint over it? What happens?
No,
then?
actually, well, sometimes, yeah, but I use it's literally just like acetone, but it's called Prepare and Deglazer, but it literally just takes the paint right off if you mess up. So
okay, well
it helps a lot.
Cool.
Yeah, then you can really just do it freely and you don't have to be so like, oh my God, because I'm not like a physical like pen on paper type of artist. So to me it's like a mistake is like, I might as well throw it out, you know what I mean? But that kind of takes the pressure off of you, you know, having that mentality of, you know, I can really just let my artistry flow through this energy without worrying about a mistake.
Yeah, a lot of the times like I actually fucked up these shoes for somebody, so I just kept them. I meant to put actual red on them, but it's like a maroon color now. And so I put all of the people's names that have purchased shoes from me on there, because what am I going to do with the size 11.5 men's shoe? Nothing.
Right.
So I just did that. But a lot of the times paint, if I'm doing the Nike swoosh, it'll get above it. So I just take a Q-tip and that deglazer and just swipe it right off.
Wow. And
so Eryn, what's the best way that people can get in contact with you or order shoes? We saw the Instagram, but do you have a website, or is it just mainly through your Instagram and email?
I just take orders through Instagram because I mean, so many people over the past year have, because I started last year, and so just people have just DM'd me, so it's just been easier that way, just to do it all through there. Because then if somebody wants a certain customization, which I've recently started getting into, I only sold the designs that I made before because I didn't know how detailed that I could go. So if anyone has any requests, then we can just talk about it through there, and I'll get all the messages right away.
Yes, and if you guys want to contact Eryn, right here it is. It's at Eryn Binder on Instagram. Okay, that's fantastic. Yes.
I'm gonna be in contact. I might need this logo. Actually, you see it right here. Yeah. Logo on my sneakers.
I second that as well. I second that as well.
I would love affairs too. So honestly, you might.
So
have,
maybe we.
You got at least 2 months worth of house payments here. So
straight up.
Eryn, how many tattoos do you have?
Oh God. Oh shit. Oh God.
Damn, she's got a lot. If she's like, fuck, I can't even remember at this point.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you about mine either. But
maybe 9 or 10, maybe.
Okay. And which one was the most uncomfortable to get, or which one hurt the most?
The one on my foot and the one down my spine, I would say.
Oh, one down your spine?
I heard the foot hurts really, really bad.
And that was my first tattoo. Was the foot?
Was it on top of your foot?
It's on the side and goes kind of up on top, so it kind of like curves up on it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was my first tattoo at 18. It says there's no place like home, because I've been obsessed with the Wizard of Oz since I was like straight out the fucking womb. So
one of the good movies.
It is one of the good movies. Love Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I might watch it tonight.
I don't want to be a guy who's all talk, no game, but really I'm like inching really close to getting this tat, you guys. I'm really, really close to getting my first tat. I want to get 369 right here, like right on my collarbone, and that's energy, frequency, vibration, and also it's got some other meanings to it, but even then in some old English lettering, you know what I mean? I just want it right there. And then recently I've been thinking about getting a Spartan helmet kind of like up on my neck a little bit right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, here, let me pull one up. For you. Y'all know what a Spartan helmet is?
Yes, we've all seen 300. Yeah.
But the thing is like, the thing about the Spartans is, for their time, they lived by a code. You know what I'm saying? They lived by, they had a certain code that they lived by, and they were animals of, like, not animals of men, but they, had honor. They were
respect.
Men. Grit,
Now that we're men.
But I don't know. So I guess I've been thinking about that. But after this conversation, I'm no longer thinking about it.
If you get that neck tat, I want to be there for it, because I remember when you were making that block face where you're like,
right? I'm just like,
you're gonna be like diagonal upside down, like with a needle in your neck going.
I will say though, the collarbone does not hurt.
That's good.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't. And I'm in there like,
I got two on my chest, and they both really hurt near the collarbone. I have one on my ribs, and that hurt so bad. That felt like, how like people jab you in the side to tickle you, and you're like, it feels like a needle going in your side doing that.
That's exactly what it is.
Until it's done.
That's exactly what it is.
Hey, this is Nick's face. You're just like
yeah, dude, you're just breathing the focus. Yeah.
Tattoos hurt, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is like once I get over the initial, because I'll like pinch myself in the neck and be like, it's not that bad, you know what I mean? But I know it's gonna be a different pain.
Yeah, it's like it's something like you try to explain it to people who haven't had it, and like even like before I got it, I try to like picture what it'll feel like, and it's really like just a weird feeling you just can't compare to things, you know?
No, truly. Yeah. And so I think once I get over that first hump of the pain, I'll just really embody it. I'll channel whatever that pain is, because truly it's not pain. It's just a sensation. If you don't think about it as pain, I feel like you can just channel that energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's all about focus. If you focus on something else too.
And you know just like being cold, you know what I mean? Like that's just a feeling. It's not true that being cold sucks. It's just a feeling. You know what I mean?
We're gonna make your first tattoo.
I hate being cold. I hate it.
We're gonna make your first tattoo like an event. Like Brian Mojay gets his first tattoo.
And I don't even have any.
Saturday night.
No, I don't have any. Yeah. No, and I'm in there like crying, like, shut the camera off, shut the camera off.
He's like backstage and the camera's like moving around down the hallway. Like,
right, I got a great artist for you, bro.
Who's that?
Shout out to Jordan Butler.
Shout out Jordan Butler.
He will get you together on the tattoo side.
Hey, he's gonna have to come out to Florida, man. I'll get him a plane ticket and he can just come out here and get me right. But Joe, you said being cold sucks, and I have to beg to differ. There is a little thing called a cold plunge. Are you familiar with a cold plunge?
Yeah, I don't enjoy those.
Yeah, you've never even been in one.
Yes, I did.
You've never done a cold plunge. Okay, yes, I get it. High school football,
right,
maybe you have.
Right, and the big ass
yeah, and that's a cold plunge, is it not? Like
you're
jumping
right.
in a fucking thing
Joe,
of ice.
This could be you. You get enough ice, you're gonna look like this.
Ryan, that literally looks like it could be you in 30 years.
That's Wim Hof.
That's so
Wim Hof. Is he wearing goggles?
No, it's a bandana.
Oh.
But no, so essentially the cold is actually healing. It heals your body. It almost is a hard reset to your on a molecular level, if that makes sense.
Sounds scary.
I do like I mean, call it what you want, cold plunge, cold shower, but when I'm in my morning routine, first thing I do, just get in a cold shower, because it's like first it's like, okay, yeah, all the health benefits and everything, but then it's like to get up and immediately take a cold shower wakes you up, and it's like, oh, I did that when I woke up. That's like a hard thing to do, and it's like you can use that as momentum.
Yeah, you've already.
I feel like it would just piss me off.
Exactly. Thank you, Eryn. Yes, it literally would just make me so angry.
There's more benefits than just getting your first win. At the end of my showers, I'll turn it completely cold and just stand there and let it hit me, because it closes up your pores. So when you go out into the daily life, your pores are closed. The dirt can't get in there. You're gonna have clear skin.
I live by the Ryan philosophy of, hey, you open your pores up with the hot water, and then you wash it, and then you close them with the cold.
Hey, that's real stuff, y'all. That's real stuff. I promise you.
I'm a dermatologist.
So,
I have my own routine.
What's your routine, Joe? And I'll tell you why it's not working.
What? I'm a better face than you.
I'm kidding. Your face is smoother than a baby's bottom.
Anyways. Eryn, what are some of your like daily routines or things that you do every day, just kind of like, you know, just to make productive things that you do, maybe just like philosophies about life in a sense?
Well, I have to be at work by 8:15, so I wake up at like 7:30 and still manage to get there on time.
Early riser.
Yeah. And then after that, I mean, I work out 2 days a week, so not a whole lot, but I mean, I guess it's something that's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But really, all my time is literally balled up into work and shoes, at least like 5 days out of the week, and then just work almost about 6 or 7 days out of the week.
For sure. Are you spiritual or religious, or do you meditate or have any like those practices?
I do not. I don't know about that kind of stuff.
For sure.
I don't really have any say. I mean, I I don't know too much about like religion and stuff like that. I mean, I was born Catholic, but I'm not practicing Catholic or anything like that. I'm just a go with the flow every day fucking type.
Yeah, she's the be water.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been to 2 Catholic churches before with my friend Roman DeBlas. I wasn't born really anything, and my friend Roman, his family was Catholic, and they took me to the Catholic church. And
I was also born and confirmed Catholic, and I do not practice the Catholic religion.
Catholics have very strong knees. They always stand up and sit down and stand up and sit down probably like 500 times during a sermon. And
but no,
I don't like it.
So all of these things you do from working and with the shoes, do you get fulfillment from those type of things, Eryn? Like, do you feel fulfilled? And what's in the future, not only with your work outside of the shoes, but mainly with the shoes, or where would you like to go from here?
Well, I do get fulfillment from doing my shoes because I recently just started before the last Machine Gun Kelly concert. For every purchase of my Machine Gun Kelly shoes, like any of his designs specifically, that $10 would go to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. So I was able to, well, I shouldn't say everyone who purchased was able to donate $200 at least in August.
That's
nice.
amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is amazing.
So I can't take credit for it. It's everyone else who donated.
Mm-hmm. Surely, yeah. But you're there. You're present to get that ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? You're an advocate for it. That's amazing.
And it's nice to see people. Like, I ran into a couple people at the concert who I just saw people like staring at me. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the fuck is being said. And then they come up to me, they're like, hey, you're the one that does the shoes in the Machine Gun Kelly Facebook groups, right? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh my God, I love your shoes. I'm like, oh shit, okay, thanks. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is happening when someone just walks up to me. But I mean, it's always nice to hear that. Some people have asked to take pictures with me. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know
what to do with my hands.
I'm like Bobby. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. But yeah, and then just seeing people actually wearing my shoes. I've only saw 2 people actually wear them because everyone buys them from all over. But some people in Cleveland too that travel from other states to see his shows, I saw the shoes that they were wearing at the show, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool.
That's
like,
so
that's
cool.
Mine. Like, I did that.
You did that. I personally would not want to get them dirty in any way, shape, or form. I think I would get them framed and I just keep them somewhere. You know what I mean? Like
I have to put plastic bags on them as I walk outside, and then when I went into the actual venue, then I could take them off.
That's what my friend Bobby Boucher. He's actually a DJ up in Cleveland.
Yeah,
and he's really, really fucking good. He wanted. Well, I actually had an extra pair of shoes that I was supposed to make for somebody, but I didn't. It's a long story with that. And so I asked him, I said, this is random. I promise there's a purpose with this question, but do you wear this size? And he's like, yeah. I said, do you want a free pair of shoes? And he's like, sure. And I gave them to him, and I put his name on the side in the font of his logo, and then did the Nike swoosh black keep just like that. So yeah, I did those ones clean for him, and he fucking loved them. Yep.
Wow. That's so cool.
I had a couple White Claws in that picture before it was taken, but
it's okay.
But yeah, I think one of my favorite ones that I have done is for Machine Gun Kelly's friend Dub for his brand of rapper weed. So I put that logo, the writing on it, and the double X for Machine Gun Kelly's group on the side. And I think I've made 2 pairs of shoes for him now. And we meet up in Cleveland when he's there and I'm up there. So I run into him. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm friends with this guy.
Yeah,
like,
right.
We're on a fucking first name basis.
That's awesome.
Do you smoke weed, Eryn?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Same.
As long as my job doesn't find out, yes.
Oh, trust me, everyone's gonna see this. This is gonna be everywhere.
Oh, geez.
I was kind of kidding, but now that I think
sounded
about
dark and twisted. You bastard.
You
it,
bastard.
no. So another question for you, Aaron. This is a two-parter, if that's okay.
Okay. I'll try to remember it.
Are you in love with Pete Davidson?
Yeah. I mean, that is Pete Daddy.
And what's your next move now that Pete Daddy is single again?
He doesn't have any social media, and that's because everyone fucking ruined it again. So I don't have a plan unless I get enough money to go to New York, I guess, and run into him. I'm not going to be one of those people that goes and finds him, of course, but
yeah, wink, wink, right?
Oh God,
the
no.
energy is strong. The energy will take you. You just need to make some shoes, put them in your book bag, and just walk around, and that will attract. I swear it will. And then you pull them out, and you're just like, hey, here, I have these for you.
I have these for you.
The only problem is like crazy too. Like he'd be like, "What the fuck? This is amazing."
He'd be like, first of all, how do you know my size?"
Right.
Yeah, man.
You're like, you can find a lot on Google, you know.
Pete Davidson.
I'm sure you could find a size on there.
Truly.
It probably like pops up in one of those boxes that's like 11, size 11.
Well, no, I think there's a website where you can find celebrities' feet.
What?
Celebrity feet. It's like got the stats. They're like celebrity sports cards. The big toe of Zach Galifianakis. 2 inches. Toenail not clipped. Dirt underneath.
Not clipped.
That's great.
Man.
Wow.
But back to the Pete Davidson thing, I feel like he would be the type to smoke cigarettes in your mother's living room.
In your mother's
I mean,
living
if
room?
Pete Davidson walked into my mom's living room, I would pay to have her house cleaned if she would let him smoke cigarettes in there.
I know for a fact if Pete Davidson walked into Joe's mom's house and started smoking a cigarette, he would not walk out with, he'd be fucked.
Yeah, my mom does. Yeah, shout out to Big T. My mom doesn't play.
My mom would talk to me like in the third person and be like, "Nick, why is the man standing in the middle of the living room smoking a cigarette in our house?"
Why is the man?
I'm like, "Mom, it's Saturday Night Live. Shut the fuck up."
Yeah,
exactly.
Eryn, do you have you seen his stand-up comedy, any of his movies? I know he put out like 2 movies. Like, are you a fan of his other stuff, or you just think he's hot?
No, I do like his movies. Oh my God, Big Time Adolescence and The King of Staten Island. Those are really good. And I think one of them, I don't think the other one does, but only one of them features Machine Gun Kelly in it. So I mean, he puts him in his movies, and then Pete shows up in some of his music videos. So I mean, they're just kind of all over the place. But yeah, I like his movies, his Saturday Night Live skits, in which he's not doing Saturday Night Live anymore. He like retired from that because he wants to move on to doing like more movies and everything. I saw, so we'll see where that goes.
Doesn't he want to do serious roles, like more like? I think I read something about Pete Davidson, like wanted to do like obviously his own movie, and then he wanted to do a couple serious roles as well.
Right, and that's why he like started getting rid of some of his tattoos, because just in the more like noticeable spots that it takes hours to cover up tattoos for movies. So he was probably just tired of going through all that every time.
Right, like before you even start your days of work, you have to sit in a chair for 4 hours and get your tattoos covered up.
Yeah.
So do you remember like Big Time Adolescence, like fondly? Do you remember what happens in that movie?
For the most part,
because here's the thing. I was watching that movie, and the part. So essentially, if for anybody who doesn't know, and there's some spoilers here, but the movie's been out for a long time. Pete Davidson takes in this kid who's not his real brother, but this younger kid but he's like his, he's like his, he takes him under his wing. We've all been there. And then Pete Davidson turns this kid into a stud, right? The kid starts getting some popularity. He starts doing well with the ladies, that type of thing. And then the kid kisses Pete Davidson's character's girlfriend. So he does that. Yeah. Am I correct in saying that, Eryn? Does that happen?
Yes, that they were broken up, and
and
then they started making out, and then he left. Yeah.
And so I turned it off after that because I think I was high at the time, and I was so anxious of what Pete Davidson's character was going to do that I turned it on, and I was like, I'll watch this when I'm not high, and I never went back and watched it. So could you tell me what happens at the end of the movie?
Oh, I think he told him, and I don't think it was that big of a deal. I think he was just kind of huh, okay. Maybe a little sad or disappointed, but he's okay.
I thought it was right. Film. I was like, this is one of those indie films where the kid doesn't make it out of this one.
Eryn, do you watch TV shows or movies regularly, one or the other? And then what are some of your favorites?
I've watched One Tree Hill and Friends and The Office probably about 150 times. Through the entire series.
She's a repeat customer, huh?
Yeah. I literally turn on Friends to go to bed.
Word.
And I like The Vampire Diaries. I do like Schitt's Creek on Netflix. That's pretty good. I just really watch random stuff. It's not like certain types of shows. It's just a little bit of everything, really.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool.
Open-minded.
For me, I'm diehard Rick and I don't watch TV that much, but when I do, it's the new episodes of Rick and Morty. I gotta watch new episodes of stuff. Obviously, when stuff's really great, like the movie Hot Rod. Have you ever seen that with Andy Samberg?
Nope.
You got a homework assignment after this. Go watch Hot Rod. I tell you what, it's a great movie. But that one in my youth, I watched it about 1 million times. But for TV shows and stuff like that, new episodes of Family Guy, new episodes of Rick and Morty, that kind of stuff. I want
to watch the new USA basketball documentary.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it's LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Kobe, Carmelo. They're all on a team, and they it's.
Do they interview Kobe?
Yeah. Well, I think there's Kobe interviews in it. But I know that they talk a lot about him and stuff. I think that he does do some interviews. I don't know how long they've been making it for. You know what I mean?
This is a year, very long. They've been getting footage.
This was back in 2012 or 2008. But I remember Kobe said, "I'm joining this team this year because I'm tired of watching y'all lose."
Eryn, what is your inspiration with Kobe? Because I saw you made a painting with him. Well, of him, not with him.
Just what he represents, that whole Mamba mentality. Uh-huh. I just him as a whole and how he made that organization to help kids get into basketball and help them become better and have people notice them. It's kind of like with Mac Miller's foundation where he I forget what it's called exactly, but there is a link for Mac Miller's actual foundation where he has money that's donated and it helps kids that are more less on oh my gosh, I can't talk. Fuck.
No, that's okay. You got it.
The kids that are less fortunate and won't get noticed as well as other kids, he helps them through his foundation with them getting noticed more through their music.
Cool. That's
why I think
just everyone giving back is really what it is.
That's what makes some of these athletes so so great. They're good at their sport and then they become entrepreneurs and they, delve and dive into different kinds of, businesses, or they do things for people. You know what I mean? I think there was an interview I listened to with Kobe in it on this podcast called On Purpose with Jay Shetty, and he talks about his TV documentary that won that Oscar award. It's something about basketball. But it's not just about the sport. It's like there's this whole theme behind it, and it's very emotional about the love of the art and everything. And it's just this whole story that he creates, and I believe it's for educational purposes too. And he's an incredible person. It makes him so great just beyond just playing basketball.
Yeah.
Eryn, so you make like a ton of like paintings of all of these, famous artists or musicians, all of those things. Do you give a lot of them away? Do you keep a lot of them? What do you just have like stacks of them, or are they hanging all over your walls? What do you do with all of your work that you make?
Well, when I first started doing them, they were just for me until people wanted them. Mm-hmm. I remember I first sold my second Mac Miller. I have all of my originals that I made for me, and they're actually sitting back there because I don't have my house totally complete yet, or else they'd be up on the walls. But I first sold my first piece for $50, and after that, everyone's like, you have to raise up your prices. Like, that took you 10 hours. That's like $5 an hour. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. I'm like, I never thought about that. So
yeah, that person got a steal, huh? We got him right here. Come on in. No,
yeah, right.
But yeah, and so I kept all of my originals. I don't think I'd ever sell my originals just because each piece is one of a kind in its own way, and those are mine. And so I do make pieces like for like gifts for my friend Haley. She really liked Halsey, so for her bridal shower, I made her a painting of Halsey. Cool. For my friend Terry, she loved David Dobrik. And Haley also actually has a Rook painting that her husband got for her the first year that I was doing the paintings too.
Wow.
So,
yeah. So they do make a great gift piece. And see, that's the thing. Me for holidays, I got to figure out what I'm going to get people. What do they like? I mean, you've got this gift inside of you that you can give to other people. You're lucky about that.
Hey, that's all about destiny, using those skills and abilities to serve other people.
Right? Christmas
it seems like you're aligned pretty well with that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Got to put it to you somehow.
That's really what I get the most joy out of when creating designs or paintings or graphic designs, is just giving it to the person. It's just seeing their reaction is the receipt, in a sense, for what the transaction that I'm giving them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Trenton Williams has 4 of my paintings, and every time, like, I never knew what his reaction was going to be. And every time it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, you made this.
Jaw dropping. Yeah. And then you're just like,
yes.
You're like, yes.
Yeah, man.
And they're artists, you know what I mean? And their art is beloved by so many people. So the fact that like they create this beautiful art and then they're like, your art's sick,
right.
Yeah.
Artist exchange. You're like, heck yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's why I always keep my paintings that I do. I always have other ideas, but I put everybody else's art obviously first that I got to get done, and then my own. But I keep all of my paintings because those are people that have inspired me most. Like Lil Peep, all the ones that I have back there.
Yeah, I really liked your Lil Peep one.
That one was hard as shit, so I will not be selling that one ever.
Yeah.
What are your personal favorite pieces that you've done for others or that you've created for yourself?
Definitely Juice WRLD. Ian Dior was fun. I've made actually a couple Juice WRLDs for people. Made one for somebody's graduation gift. So, I don't know. It just depends on the person who's getting it, that it fits their vibe. I'm like, all right, I know they're going to fucking like this.
Yes.
Of course. Now, this might be a tough question. Have you ever had somebody who like didn't enjoy it? You know what I mean? I imagine everyone's pretty excited and ecstatic. You know what I mean? Or has there been anybody who was like, you know what I mean? Or or have you had any of those reactions?
No, not with people that like I know or who have purchased my shoes, but somebody like you always get those comments on Instagram where they're like, "Oh, your fucking shoes suck," or "Oh, you don't make these. These were made before, and now you just sell them." I'm like, actually, I have a shit ton of paint over here, and I post videos of me actually doing them. Like, what more proof do you need?
Social media haters.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They are definitely overcompensating for emotional baggage or jealousy or whatever it may be.
Just insecurities,
Insecurities, right. Or just straight up wish they were you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like it's like, okay, well, you took the time to watch my video and comment, so thanks for the comment because it actually boosts my fucking views. So cool, thanks.
Right, put my stuff in the algorithm. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like I need fucking help because they switch that shit so often.
Like, subscribe, comment. I didn't say what.
Yeah.
No, certainly. Yeah, we're really excited to be able to showcase what you bring to the table, and that's what MMMORE is really all about, being able to bring, amazing artists like yourself to light, because your stuff is so amazing and more people should definitely be exposed to it.
And possibly connecting different artists, you know what I mean? Like if an artist watches our podcast and gets on our podcast and then sees another artist come on and they're like, oh my gosh, like, is there a way that we connect and make something cool? Like I have this idea and you have this idea. Let's
right. It's all about networking.
Yes.
So
that's like
collaboration, human connection.
Yeah. Like the Dads Against Predators out in Fremont who do that, Josh Mundy and Jay Carnicombe.
They're the shit.
I bought a shirt off of them, and Jay saw my Kobe painting actually in my back seat that I was taking for somebody, and he's like, holy shit, did you paint that? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna add you and I'm gonna fucking talk with you. So we all became friends, and then I made a pair of DAP shoes for Josh, and they gave me the excuse me everybody and the DAP logo.
Wow.
Nike hoodie.
That's awesome.
I was just gonna say, like, they've got the DAP shoes on, and you can just imagine a predator seeing the DAP shoes, those shiny white Air Force Ones coming their way. They're like, fuck.
We gotta go.
No, that's just funny. Because I was gonna ask you if you made them personalized shoes, but
I did. I made Josh a pair, and then he got one of the cartoon Air Forces too before. And then they shouted me out on their podcast. So people are like, oh, hey, you were on the DAP podcast or in their community Facebook group. And that's where I put all of like my Machine Gun Kelly stuff is in those groups. And people suggest me for customizations in other Facebook groups to people. Mm-hmm. So they just send them my Instagram, and it's not really like my hard work that has gotten me this far. It's people sharing with others and getting me more out there too. It's a combination of both. It's like 50-50.
I would say definitely your hard work has certainly gotten you where you are, and your product makes it so easy for people to be like, you got to see this. You know what I mean? And that's your hard work has enabled people to be excited about your art and stuff like that and want to share it, just like us.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
I'm really excited to get those MMMORE shoes. Like that is gonna go so crazy.
Certainly, yeah.
I'm gonna have my MMMORE shoes and my MMMORE bucket hat. Stay tuned, more bucket hats coming soon. You already know what it is.
Yeah, more trucker hats.
Or trucker hats. Yeah, trucker hats.
The whole fit. Well, guys, this was an incredible interview. Eryn, you did a wonderful job, and thank you so much for coming on and spending your time with us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I appreciate it too, because I've never done anything like this. So hopefully it does good and your views don't go down because of me. So thank you.
No, only up it's gonna boost. Everyone out there, like, comment, subscribe. Go follow Eryn Binder on Instagram. That is Eryn Binder on Instagram. Thank you so much. This has been the MMMORE Podcast.